If you grew up using the internet in the late 1990s or early 2000s, there was one rule everyone eventually learned: never click a random link. Back then, social media barely existed. There were no content warnings, no AI moderation, and almost nobody thought twice before sending a link that promised something funny, unbelievable, or impossible to ignore. Sometimes it was exactly what it claimed to be. Other times, it was something you'd never forget. Welcome back. Tonight, we're taking a trip into one of the strangest eras in internet history. An era where shock sites became infamous, and where one careless click could leave someone staring at something they wished they'd never seen. Some of these websites disappeared years ago. A few have become internet legends, and surprisingly, some still exist in one form or another. It's easy to forget just how different the internet used to be. In the late 90s and early 2000s, websites were mostly independent. There were no massive moderation teams, no automatic filters, no warning screens. Anyone with basic knowledge could upload almost anything to a personal website. Forums exploded in popularity. Message boards connected strangers from around the world. Chat rooms became digital hangouts, and with all that freedom came an entirely new type of prank. Instead of sending someone a fake article, people began disguising disturbing websites behind innocent-looking hyperlinks. A message might say, "Look at this funny cat," or "Check out this unbelievable photo." Curiosity did the rest. Shock sites weren't simply creepy websites. Their entire purpose was surprise. The creators wanted visitors to react instantly, whether that reaction was confusion or laughter or complete horror. Some featured bizarre images. Others contained disturbing audio. Some relied entirely on unexpected visual content. The less warning someone received, the more successful the prank was considered. Looking back now, it's hard to imagine how common these became. Entire communities existed solely to trick people into clicking links. It became a bizarre form of internet culture. Today, we think of trolling as posting inflammatory comments. Back then, trolling was much more simpler. It was convincing someone to click. If someone asked an innocent question on a forum, someone might reply with a disgusting link. Friends emailed each other. Gamers shared them in chat rooms. Instant messages became minefields. Sometimes the pranks were harmless. Others, it crossed the line completely. The phrase, "Don't trust random links," didn't become common for no reason. Millions of people learned that lesson the hard way. Part of what made early shock sites so effective was the internet itself. There wasn't endless scrolling, no personal feeds. Finding strange corners on the web actually felt like exploration. Search engines weren't nearly as advanced. People relied on directories, forums, and recommendations. Because of that, it always felt possible that the next click might reveal something incredible. Unfortunately, it revealed something unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. That uncertainty gave the old internet atmosphere modern users rarely experience. Every website felt like opening an unknown door. One fascinating aspect of shock sites is how quickly they spread, despite social media barely existing. Emails were forwarded endlessly. Message boards copied links from one other. IRC chat rooms filled them in seconds. Even school computer labs became accidental distribution centers. One student would discover a link, then dozens more would click out of curiosity. Teachers eventually caught on. Many schools started blocking specific websites entirely. Some workplaces did the same. Internet filtering software became far more common as administrators realized how unpredictable the web had become. Most infamous shock sites eventually disappeared. Domains expired. Hosting companies shut them down. Creators lost interest. Others were removed after violating terms of service or because the content broke laws. But surprisingly, some names from that era are still online today. In many cases, the original content has been removed, archived, heavily altered, or replaced altogether. Their reputation, however, remained part of the internet folklore. For longtime internet users, simply hearing certain names is enough to trigger memories of that first regrettable click. Around the late 2000s, everything began shifting. Social media exploded. Large platforms became the primary way people experienced the web. Content moderation improved. Graphic material became much harder to stumble upon accidentally. Companies invested heavily in automated detection systems. Search engines began downranking harmful or deceptive websites. Browsers added phishing protection. Safe search became far more effective. The internet slowly transformed from countless independent pages into a handful of enormous platforms with moderation policies and reporting systems. Shock sites didn't necessarily disappear. They simply evolved. Instead of standalone websites, modern shock content often spreads through temporary accounts, private groups, or short-lived uploads that moderators remove quickly. The methods changed, the goal didn't. People still exploit curiosity. That's why cybersecurity experts continue to remind users not to click unexpected links, even when they appear to come from someone they know. The strange thing about shock sites isn't that they existed, it's that an entire generation remembers exactly where they were when they clicked one. Ask almost anyone who used the internet 20 years ago, and they'll probably tell you they learned one lesson faster than any other. Never trust random links. Those websites became digital campfire stories. Everyone knew someone who had clicked. Everyone knew someone who had fallen for it. And somehow, those stories survived long after most of the websites disappeared. The old internet was chaotic. It was creative, sometimes hilarious, sometimes fascinating, and occasionally deeply unsettling. Shock sites became the symbol of an era with almost no rules, where curiosity could lead almost anywhere. Today, the internet is safer than it's ever been, but those strange corners of the early web still live through archived stories, forum posts, and memories of millions who experienced them firsthand. If you remember the old internet, you probably have a story of your own. One click, one mistake, one website you never forgot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip back into one of the internet's strangest chapters, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what shock site disturbed you the most. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.